I'm Bob Wayne, I'll be doing this shit till the wheels fall off this motherfucker.
All right, cool. You ready?
I'm ready.
Is there anything you don't want to talk about?
No.
No, it's wide open.
I don't think so. Why? Is there something that you know about?
Man,
depends on what you know.
I'm gonna spring a surprise on you, buddy. No.
Spring? A surprise? No, just kidding. There is something in there, but I'm not going to talk about it. Go ahead. Okay. Shoot, let's try.
All right, let's try this. Then you can just go, no comment.
Okay, yeah.
Or just go, this interview's over.
Right.
That'd be fun.
We could do like is it going to be like, you're not going to get Barbara Walters on me, are you? Like really serious? And
well,
if you could like put on the music and tell me about your life, and I'll be like, wow.
If I don't get you to cry, I'm kind of disappointed in myself. So
okay,
we'll see what we can do.
This.
All right, Bob Wayne.
What's up?
Nice enough to join us before his sold-out show later on tonight at the Mez in Breda, and part of a big tour we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And, get to know each other a bit. You have, I think, I've never heard it directly from you, so I'm interested. But I believe you have a really cool story about how you kind of ended up where you are now, as far as going from kind of behind the scenes to now touring and everything. So
I think it's a pretty cool
pretty
story.
Well documented. Or why don't you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically as far as the Bob Wayne thing, I think you're talking about, like, I started out kind of as a roadie.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much just, well, as a teenager I played metal and I tried to play shows and I had a metal band and it never really went anywhere. And everyone was strung out. We were all fucked up. Can I cuss?
I think you just did.
Okay, cool. I didn't know what kind of TV show this was. But you know, that didn't work. And so I ended up kind of just, I still wanted to be on the road though. So I started like selling t-shirts for bands. And I used to tour with a band called Zeke. They're a punk band. I would drive their van, sell t-shirts, and Zeke actually ended up going on tour with a band called Super Joint Ritual, which is the singer for Pantera, Phil Anselmo, and then the bass player for that band is Hank 3. And so Zeke met Hank 3 and through this metal world on tour with Super Joint, and then Hank obviously has his own project that's the Hank 3 and he needed a guitar tech. His guitar tech had quit. And so the manager from Hank 3, the tour manager, was like, or from Hank 3, had worked with Zeke before. So it just happened. They were like, Bob Wayne, this guy's good. He likes metal and country, just like you. And he's worked with us. He's great. Like, I wasn't like a trained guitar tech or anything, but I could set stuff up and I was ready for the road. So, and the thing was their guy had just quit. So I think it was between me and another guy who was way more qualified than me. But the difference was that guy needed a couple days to like get things wrapped up at home. And I was like, I'll leave everything right now. Let's go. And so I had ended up taking that job with Hank 3 as a roadie. And that really, you know, I was on the road with him just during the Straight to Hell album and all that. And it was just crazy getting to see him every night do his thing and then becoming friends with his band. And then eventually, you know, it came out that I also wrote weird country songs that weren't typical, I write weird country songs, you know. And it just happened, you know, I think his steel guitar player, Andy Gibson, started recording songs with me after the tours, and we made an album, and then, you know, Hank was like, hey man, you want to open up the shows? And so I started opening up for Hank 3 and then did that for a while. And actually I opened up for him here in Europe. And I think that's really what kind of got my spark going here, was opening up for Hank 3 here and getting to play for all his fans. And a lot of them bought my CDs and stayed with it. So
yeah, and you tour a lot over here.
I do,
I
yeah.
see you a lot I don't personally go see you, but I see your tour schedule in Germany a lot. So you've really built that fan base over in Europe?
Yeah. And we did an arena tour with Boss Haas in Germany. That was huge. We've got a lot of fans from that. So I just been hitting it hard, man. Just
And because a lot of your music's about that too. You know, spread my ashes on the highway. And
some of the songs are real and true, and some of them obviously aren't. I've never murdered anybody, but a lot of the songs like that, the road songs, they're true. Like "Spread My Ashes on the Highway," and you know,
"Till the Wheels Fall Off."
Till the Wheels Fall Off, man. I'm still going.
And that brings us to this current tour. You decided, because you've always been a road warrior since you were behind the scenes and now on front of the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom, boom, boom.
The
And now
same.
you've decided to take it up a notch even with this one?
Yeah, because I was even with Hank 3, it was brutal. He used to tour brutally. I remember sometimes being in that bus just like feeling like, you know, wanting to like go home. But I never did, but just it gets brutal. And like, I don't care if you're in a tour bus or if you're in a van or whatever, a limo. I've toured in all of it, a camper. The road is the road. It doesn't matter if you're on $1 million tour bus or if you're in a van, it's still brutal.
Those challenges
you still
you
have to
face.
travel.
Right.
You still have to get your stuff. You have to grab your things. You have to go in. You have to in and out. You're never home. You're not in one place. You know what I mean? So
And what's the fire then that keeps burning? Obviously, you're still at it and hitting it harder than ever. What is that drive you think that makes you keep pushing?
Well, I love performing, and I do love the songs, and I do love performing. Yeah. Like I love it, and I also like this tour. I've been doing a thing where it's like I get warmed up, I play like 3 or 4 songs, and then I just let the crowd choose the set, because I have 10 albums now, so that's like 150 songs or something released. That's a lot. And so the crowd, I let them choose. What's next? Huh? Liza. Blood and Dust, Liza. Okay, that's 2 right there. You guys think of what you want next. It's kind of like a challenge each night, because they're calling songs that I have to like think and like remember. Okay, that's my 3rd album. Oh shit, what's the... And sometimes it takes me a second, but I get it. Like with a full band with me, I couldn't do that, because they're not going to know my whole catalog. They're going to, you know, but I should, so I do my best with it. But I think it's just that performing and seeing the people, and the people, the energy from them, like calling out their favorite song, and I'm like, and I do it because it's like, I can remember going to see someone, I forgot who it was, but I wanted to see this one song. Bought the ticket, drove all the way to the show, got out, went there, and I was like waiting for this song, and they didn't play it, and I was like, oh, like it still messes with me, you know, like, man, I wish I could have seen that live. So when someone calls out a song, I have to think, it's like, maybe that song is that for them, and I can't leave them hanging like that. They found parking, they got up off their couch, they came here. It's
turned
a lot.
off Netflix.
They turned off Netflix and they went to a show, you know. So we try to have a good time, and I try to, you know, give the songs that people want to hear, and
that kind of that energy from the audience then carries you.
It carries me on
down the road. Yeah.
It really does, and yeah, it's for me. It's that time on stage.
Let's talk a bit about the new album. I saw
Yeah.
the artwork coming out. It's very cool. You've
Which
got
one?
The latest.
So the
Whatever you
poster,
just
the
posted,
poster,
yeah, posted
with the.
There's a train on the corner.
Yeah. So
the
there,
truck.
yep. That's the tour. That's going to be the poster for the record. Yeah. So
And,
that's cool.
Well, before we talk about the actual record, let's talk about that aesthetic that you have.
Okay.
It's you kind of give me that motorcycle 70s motorcycle gang kind of.
Well, that artist, Conrad Sr., he really has that vibe in all of his artwork. Yeah. That's why I actually hired him to do it, because I loved it. But I think it does fit well with the kind of Bob Wayne imagery, and my songs are really kind of dark, and you got these songs about these badass girls with killing, and it's kind of like, sometimes when I'm writing stories and music, I picture it like a Quentin Tarantino. If Quentin Tarantino was to like write this song, be a songwriter, what would his aesthetic, if I could capture that in music somehow with the stories and these fucked up stories and plot twists and stuff. So that's kind of like what I go for, because I love Quentin Tarantino as a filmmaker, and so I love those type of stories. So a lot of my songs are stories, and they have this like criminal element to them. You know what I mean? Or kind of a dark criminal vibe to it.
And do you categorize it, or do you think it's important to categorize it into a genre, or do you just take it for what it is?
Well, I mean, as a songwriter, I categorize things. Like I can write metal. Obviously, I'm not writing metal when I'm writing Bob Wayne, so I have to switch to like this, So it is outlaw country, kind of Americana story, Johnny Cash. It has a genre, but obviously the lyrics are gonna separate it a little bit and make it its own,
darker, yeah,
or just make it like me, So
sure. And now the new album, it's due out in February, or
it's coming soon.
Okay,
I'm gonna be selling it on the road before it's actually out. Like as soon as I get it. The master, I'm going to be selling them probably next week.
So tell us about that. Tell us a bit about what we can expect off the new album as far as sound.
Yeah, so all my other albums so far are like full band, banjos, fiddles, upright bass, slap bass. They're pretty ripping. It's kind of like almost, it's like Hank 3 vibe, but with my lyrics and my songs. But it's like this ripping, shredding banjos. This album is... I figured, I had made 9 full records with a full band. So it was like, I'm going to take one album and just go straight like acoustic. And then I can tour the world like that. So the whole thing was planned. I planned to make a solo record that I could tour the world, just me and my guitar. It's been a decade now that I've been on the road as Bob Wayne. So I figure it's a good time to like kind of recenter with just the acoustic me, and the songs came out. There's some darker tones. It feels a little bit. Some of them are darker, even darker than before.
I read some press that you were saying you were kind of in that place when you were.
Yeah, it's just a little bit like. Well, also when you're playing with an acoustic and like that, it just has more power somehow.
Heavy.
And but yeah, it's good. It's gonna be good. It's just there's some bow bass, like cello type stuff, little bits. So it's not just acoustic. There's some like ambient sounds going on a little bit, but
well, I know I'm really looking forward to it. Are you playing any of the new tracks on this tour?
Yeah. So I start off playing a few. I let the crowd choose, and then at the end I hit them with some of the new songs on the new CD, and so far everyone every night's like, dude, I want that, So it's fun.
Well, good. And you're officially trying to set a world record for the most tours in a cycle.
Well, so what?
Or most tour dates in a cycle or something.
So we were talking about it, and I always book really long tours. And someone had brought up to me, they were like, dude, the world record's only 309. And I was like, really? And I looked it up, and 30 Seconds to Mars.
Okay,
they hold the world record for, and I looked at it, it wasn't even in a year. It's like 18 months or something. It was like under 2 years, and I was like 309 and I was like,
I've already broken that twice.
I've already done that, but we didn't document it.
Right.
And I literally I called Guinness Book World. I emailed them. She wrote me back. She called me, and she told me that they did it in like 18, even longer than I thought. And I was like, oh, well, can I do that? She's like, anyone can attempt to break a Guinness Book of World Records. Sure. You can, you don't have to. Anybody can do it, and it's just if you're we just document each show, and I don't know. We'll see if I think I can beat it.
Yeah, you can do it, man.
Yeah.
I have faith in you, and you're what, 11 in, right?
Yeah, I'm only 11 shows in, so maybe I don't know. So every night I'm filming the crowd, saying like the train whistle. So then I'm filming each show, documenting it, and
because I know you're already coming back to Eindhoven in a couple months, which isn't far from here. It's like 40 minutes by train or something. So I'll try and catch up with you there.
Yeah, see,
and then
we should do it. Another one, and you can put them next. I'm like, my beard's out to here.
3 more to go.
I look like I'm 80 years old now. My hair is white. No.
You can do it, man.
The funny thing is we always do, like this tour in Europe. My last one with my band was this long. Yeah. It's just, I never talk about it. No. But if you say it and then people look at all the dates, they're like, whoa. Yeah, it looks crazy.
It is.
And it is crazy.
But it's a lot of fun, man. Bob Wayne.
I do try to we keep it fun, so.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been great talking to you. I really appreciate you taking the time.
What was the weird thing you were going to ask me?
I was just kidding.
Oh, dang it. I'm sitting here waiting for like my Barbara Walters moment.
And by the way, I have reports. No, I have, I have nothing, man.
He's like, by the way, we have your daughter that you've never met.
Bring her out.
Bring her out. I'm like, what?
There she is.
You have a Dutch daughter.
She's half Dutch, yeah.
That you didn't know about, and we wanted to bring her out here on the show.
I have the DNA records right here. Let's see.
You are the father.
You are the father.
Shit.
That would have been way cooler.
That would have been awesome.
Unfortunately not.
All right.
And in case though, you were prepared. Do you want to share anything else?
No, I'm good. I was just the whole time I was thinking, what the hell's he got on me?
Yeah, you could think.
What the hell's this guy got on me that I don't know about? No, just kidding.
We got nothing, man.
All right, brother.
Thanks a lot.
Nice to meet you, Charlie.
All right.
All right. Cool.